I got this device for my baby called the Dechoker, and I purchased it because I wanted to have something in addition to understanding what the Heimlich maneuver is, so that I could be available and have, security to know that, there was an option. And the reason I was so interested in learning, or not even necessarily learning, but having an extra tool, is because I know the Heimlich maneuver as a medical professional, but anyone can learn the technique, but to have an extra tool in the toolbox so that I'm not worried when I'm trying to baby-led feed my baby. Jen may go over at some point, or I can, show you different channels to reach out to that are really good on baby-led feeding. And basically what it is I'm trying to get my little one to eat more solids, even though he doesn't have that much teeth. And so in that process, it's been pretty scary, and I get worried about, him choking. Granted, I can do the Heimlich maneuver, and I can do a finger sweep, and I can get that possible item out. But what if I can't? And I think it's really amazing that there's 2 companies out there. I got this one. This one's called a Dechoker. It even has like steps on it. It says how to do it. It came in a little box, instructions. But it's really quite simple. I guess it could be a panic if you were nervous. But this is a item, looks like this. It has a mask here. There's 3 different sizes: toddler, child, adult. I got the toddler size, which is 12 months to 3 months, 12 months to 3 years, and then there's one child from 3 years to 18, and then I think, or 3 years to 16, and don't quote me on that, I think it's 3 years above, and then there's adult is over 18. And that basically is because of the size of the mask. So the smaller the mask, the better it is for it would adequate a seal for a child or adult. So this one will be for toddler. As you can see, it's smaller here. And there's instructions on here. I just found it really neat to discuss and talk about, because I think that choking is a huge hazard in care and in like everyday living and everyday life. And it could be something that could change, not even just a child. Think about it even for an adult. The elderly that come with dementia, or their muscle skills and neurological deficits that cause them with swallowing, or there's even those with other neurological deficits that have caused them to have swallow issues, strokes, many things like that. So when you think about it, this could be a lifesaver if the Heimlich maneuver itself may not work. So cool part is it comes with a sealer as it goes over into the mouth. This piece here goes over the tongue. So there's the 5 steps here. It says have someone call emergency. No matter what, this device is still not going to fix oxygen not getting to the brain. So you always would call 911. Check 1, call 911. 2, tilt head back, lift chin to an optimal airway. So when, if you've ever taken a basic CPR class, you would do a head tilt chin lift. If you have never taken a CPR class, you're going to just open that airway, right? So we're opening up the airway. 3, you're going to insert this tube and have it cover the mouth and the nose. So like I said, the sizes differ because of the size of the person. So this is a toddler size for my toddler. Then there's going to be a child size, and then there would be an adult size. Then this piece here will go on top of the tongue. And then you'll be forming a seal. The seal is going to be over in a CE. So here's 1, 2, 3, an E and a C. And that's going to cover and seal that patient, that person. They're going to be lying on the floor. You've already called 911, right? So then you're going to take and pull up and hoping dislodging the item. You're going to look to see if it's dislodged, look in the mouth to see if it's dislodged. If it hasn't been dislodged, you're then going to do this again. So you're going to push this back in, put this back over the tongue. So you're not going to pump it and go. The one thing you don't want to do is you're not going to push it back in. So you're not going to put it over someone's mouth and then push back in. You're going to pull up, take out, look into the mouth, look in here to see if it has been dislodged. If it has not, you push the plunger back. You're going to bring it back to the mouth and to the patient, the person, your family, whoever it is. You want to save their life, right? So that's what I want to do. If I can't have access to something in addition, I wanted an extra tool, and I thought this would be really great. I'm not sponsored by them, nothing like that. I thought it was just a really good tool to have in my house if as needed. So I think this came out to around $45, $50, maybe 2 for $100. So I thought it was really necessary. I gave one for the sitter to help also, and that's kind of one of those things where I said, oh, this is really necessary. All right, so we're on to step 4. Hold the respirator mask between your thumb and fingers, like I was saying, so C and E. Hold on, you can make an E and a C. C, E. Then you're gonna apply light, firm pressure to form a seal. So we formed the seal onto a person, or onto myself. Form a seal. 5, continue applying light pressure to the mask and then slowly pull up. So you're applying pressure, and then you're bring it out. Then you check. Check again, like I said, you check. If the victim is still choking, and repeat steps 4 and 5. Multiple puffs can be performed to create additional suction if necessary. Once the debris has dislodged, roll the individual over to their side and check for additional things in their mouth and fluid. So we've looked, we don't see anything, we're going to push it back. We're not going to push it back into their mouth, we're going to take it out, push it down, check again. Also, here in this situation, you might have to also be checking for CPR, airway, breathing, circulation. Circulation, most important. You're going to bring circulation. Babies, it's circulation, airway, and breathing. So you really want to make sure that these, they are breathing. You're calling 911. But super, super important is don't give up use of the device. And if it's an operator error, go back to the old school Heimlich. And how do we do Heimlich? Basically, the Heimlich maneuver is coming over to the belly button. I don't know if you can see me. You do the belly button, you would cross over, and you kind of do an upward thrust. Now for children and infants, you're going to go back throw, front, back, front. So it does depending upon if it's a child, an infant, or an adult. But, always still call 911 in those situations. I just thought that it was a nice extra tool to have in my house as a just in case. I'm one of those preparers. So I just kind of wanted to make an info video on it. And, it's another thing to ease my mind as a mom. So integrated mama needs to keep herself at ease at all possible, knowing that I've prepared. So that's kind of one of those things. If you have other tips that you recommend or things that you would do to help your little one in a choking situation or some other major risk, scary situation, you let me know, and I'll talk about it, or we'll go over it, and maybe even shed a little extra light on the seriousness of choking and the amount of choking hazards there have been and deaths that have come up from it. And we don't want that. We want to prevent it, right? We want to try to prevention. This is all about trying to prevent things that could happen. And we want that popcorn, hot dog, big food, small food, not to be the cause of neurological damage in a child or an adult or anyone of your family. So I just thought it was like a kind of pretty neat extra information. I will leave a link below of where to find it. I got it on Amazon. You probably can go through their website, or there's also another company that offers a similar item. The one thing I do have to say on the evidence-based side is that there has not been enough research on the effectiveness of this device. What they found is they did some, the other device I think is called Lifespan or Lifespan. I'll put the link on it. But what they have found is that the use of it has helped, but there hasn't been enough full studies to see if it has been effective. Granted, these two devices have not been around that long, maybe less than 10 years. This one might be in the last 3 to 5. They're both FDA approved, but when you think about it, research usually takes about 10 years to fully come into clinical practice. So I'm not going to be against it. I'm for it. I say it's an extra tool in my toolbox. Sorry about that. I always forget about those little, I always say it's an extra tool in the toolbox, so it couldn't hurt to have. So that's my go-to. Hey, it's an option. And if you have any other suggestions, you let me know. I'm glad to hear it. So, well, thanks for checking in, tuning into my channel. Please subscribe if you like all that you're hearing or the new stuff that you want to know about, or maybe even want to be interviewed on my channel. Love to hear from you. Talk to you guys soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day, whatever time it is for you. Namaste.